Hello and welcome back to It's All the Junior Adventures. In the last episode, we were looking for clues on where to find Grandma Gruper's kelp treasure, and in this episode, I'm pretty sure we're going to find it. I took the liberty of meeting you guys back by Fiddler Crab. We weren't that far away anyway.
This key should get you out of the cage, Fiddler Crab.
Thanks for unlocking the cage. Here, you can have my fishing pole.
Let's go find Grandma Gruper's kelp seeds, Luther.
We have what we need. That flew right over my head as a kid. He's a fiddler crab and he plays the fiddle. I didn't even know what a fiddle was at the time. We've also got something else we can do while we're here. We have a clock for Ray.
Thanks for the clock.
You're welcome, Ray.
Now you get the super duper dooka booka polygizmo.
Thank you for the super duper dooka booka polygizmo.
Nice doing business with you.
Sub sandwich. Now that we're done with Ray, he'll do a bunch of funny stuff instead of speaking. Well, let's get that pearl.
I don't see how this thing is gonna get us through the net. Oh, that's how.
That's one way to do it.
Follow the pearl.
Where is the pearl? You're right! Hooray! Take this pearl as your prize. But only one pearl per customer.
Thanks. I'll bet King Crab would like this pearl.
You get a very easy shell game to get that pearl. And yes, King Crab probably would like this pearl.
What a pretty pearl.
You can do this as many times as you want, but you only get one pearl, and I don't think it ever gets any harder. Oh, no, don't do that. I think we should have what we need to finish the rest of the game, if I recall. But let's find out. By the way, even though the bottle locations are randomized, you will always end up getting a bottle in the trench, or the canyon, or whatever they call it. So you always have to free Fiddler Crab, which means you always have to listen to his singing and his fiddling. I guess they just really liked Fiddler Crab. I don't know why they decided that that was the bottle you're always going to have to get, but we have it, so let's go get it. Question of the day, question of the day. Let's see. Oh, I've got a good one. Let's get this bottle first.
Scary down here.
Pull it up! Pull it up! You got the bottle, Freddi! Yeah!
Poor
The
anglerfish.
clue says, go to the king's castle. Luther, we're getting closer to the kelp treasure.
Just as I suspected, you can't get that pearl unless they're going to put the treasure in the king's castle, or the bottle.
Not the squid, father.
Oh, clam up, spongehead! You lost the treasure, so now you got to see the squid father!
Oh, please, boss. Not the squid, father.
The squid father.
That whole thing's a Godfather reference, which obviously I didn't understand as a kid. Not quite sure why they did that, but oh well. I did like the sharks a lot. I just thought they were funny. And I just thought there was a guy called the Squid Father. Anyway, let's go to the king's castle. I may have already said this, but yeah, you can only get the pearl if you're going to need to use it. But yes, question of the day. I've already given you a quiz about all the continents of the world, so what are the oceans of the world? I'll give you a hint, there's 5 of them. Yep, we get a trivia question today.
Enter as you please.
Once again, bonus points if you can name them in size order. No looking it up. I told you to remember this area.
There's another bottle.
There was a pearl there before, and now there isn't.
King Crab, may I please have that bottle?
I would gladly give you this beautiful bottle if you would give me a beautiful pearl.
King Crab, may I please
Oh,
have
that's
that
the same.
bottle?
You'd
I
think if
would
they
gladly give you
explained
this
to King
beautiful
Crab that he
bottle
would just give it
if
to
you
them.
would give me a beautiful pearl.
But lucky for us, we have a beautiful pearl.
Ooh! What a lovely pearl, Freddi and Luther. Now you may have my beautiful bottle.
Thank you, King Crab. This bottle will help us find the kelp treasure. The note says the treasure is hidden in the sunken ship. Luther, let's go get the kelp seeds at the old ship. I know just where that is.
I do hope you'll find Grandma Gruper's treasure. I put all my clues in bottles so I could find my way back to the treasure. I thought I put the first bottle at the Nexus.
But, Squid Father!
Or was the first bottle at the caves?
Come on, Spongehead! Think! The Squid Father trusted us to hide the stolen kelp treasure for him. But, Squid Father... Oh no! He's spewing ink!
I remember where the treasure is!
Come on, Spongehead!
Look, Luther, the sunken ship! This is where Grandma Gruper's kelp treasure should be.
Aye, matey. That old shipwreck has held so many treasures over so many years.
We're looking for Grandma Gruper's treasure.
Good luck, mates.
Well, we'd better hurry, because it looks like we've got some competition now.
That old ship sailed through hurricanes, typhoons, thunder and lightning, but it went down in the Great Kelp of '07.
This guy has quite a bit to say.
When that ship went down, there were many treasures. I saw all of them before they were taken by the Squid Father.
Who is this Squid Father guy anyway?
This mandolin is a fine musical instrument, but a lousy crutch. I would gladly trade this musical instrument for a comfortable crutch.
Well, looks like we've got a hint of what we'll have to do.
This old mandolin makes me squirm. I know me crutch is on that ship.
Why did they give...
If I got it back, I wouldn't need this mandolin.
Why did they give this guy so much dialogue?
What I wouldn't give to find me old crutch again. Last time I went on that old ship, I lost me crutch. Now I got to use this old thing.
It's still going. I wonder how much more there is.
I know me crutch is
Alright,
on
now
that
we're
ship.
looping.
If I got it back, I wouldn't need this mandolin. One treasure was in a chest so heavy, it took 40 fish to lift it. One treasure chest had 6 locks. No one ever found all the keys, so it was never opened. But the Squid Father took it anyway.
You'd think a big giant squid like that would be able to break the locks.
Last time I went on that old ship,
Alright,
I
we're
lost
looping
me
now.
crutch. Now I got to use this old thing.
That took a while, though. Alright, let's finish this game.
Hey, Freddi, what do you think is behind that window?
kelp treasure is for everyone to share. And besides, the window is closed and it's much too heavy to open. If we can find a handle for the crank, we could crank open the window and swim inside.
Let's go find a crank handle.
Yes, let's. That's our last little objective here, finding a handle for this window. Not that many click points out here. It is the final area after all. But this area is just for clicks. Cute. Ugh. I will give Humongous Entertainment this. They are very creative when it comes to their click points. Both these holes lead the same direction, by the way. They don't lead to exactly the same screen, but it's just a big loop.
That crutch might come in handy.
We know somebody who's gonna want that. We know that guy. Yeah, like I said, Fatty Bear's gonna make a few cameos, even though he's not gonna get his own game again. Well, we know that guy too. Alright, let's get on with it. Yeah, if you went down the other hole, you'd just come down this way.
Arrgh, you little ones. I'm Phineas McFinn, the finest sailor on the seven seas. Arrgh!
He has a crank.
Arrgh! There's just one word that says it all. Arrgh! Arrgh when I'm happy. Arrgh when I'm sad. Arrgh when I'm good or bad. Arrgh! Arrgh to port. Arrgh to starboard. Arrgh from stem to stern. Arrgh! Arrgh, you swabby! Arrgh! And a yo-ho-ho hum-hum, my chum. Arrgh! What's that you say? Arrgh! I can't hear ya. Arrgh! One more time. Arrgh! Very good. Excellent. In fact, arrgh!
Uh-oh.
Arrgh! The handle is broken. Arrgh! If you could find old Phineas another musical instrument, I would gladly trade you this useless crank handle.
Well, there's Phineas, a fish who happens to live down here. And we know where we can get a musical instrument, so you just come back up there. We still have our inventory, by the way, but it's not going to do us any good. But what is going to do us some good is that crutch. We know somebody who's looking to trade a musical instrument for it.
Would you like this crutch?
Aye! Me old crotch! Thanks, matey! Now I don't need this old mandolin. Would you like it?
Yes, please. Thanks.
Much better.
One treasure had a lid that would suddenly snap shut. That's how I lost me fin.
Oh, so there is actually more to say.
One treasure chest
Oh,
had
and
6
now we're
locks.
done.
No one ever found all the keys, so it was never opened.
Yes, you've
But
heard
the
this story before.
Squidwater took it anyway.
Well, let's go give Phineas McFinn this mandolin, and he will give us that quote-unquote useless crank handle. We'll go the short way this time. Alright, Phineas. Let's listen to that song one more time.
Phineas, here's another musical instrument for you.
Great. Here, take this crank handle.
Thanks, Phineas.
Arrgh! There's just one word that says it all. Arrgh! Arrgh when I'm happy. Arrgh when I'm sad. Arrgh when I'm good or bad. Arrgh! Arrgh to port. Arrgh to starboard. Arrgh from stem to stern. Arrgh! Arrgh, you swabby! Arrgh! And a yo-ho-ho hum-hum, my chum. Arrgh! What's that you say? Arrgh! I can't hear ya. Arrgh! One more time. Arrgh! Very good. Excellent. In fact,
Bye, Phineas. Just a cute little way of solving that puzzle, I suppose. But that's it. We've got the crank handle, and we have the way to get to the treasure. So what do you say we do just that?
Let's go get Grandma Gruper's kelp seeds.
Hot dog, I'm gonna be rich!
We found Grandma Gruper's treasure chest.
All right, let us get it.
Grandma Gruper's kelp treasure!
Yeah! Uh-oh.
Told you we'd find the treasure, boss.
Okay, you two. Hand over the treasure.
No. Grandma Gruper's kelp seeds are for everyone to share.
But we gotta take the treasure to the Squid Father so we can grow some kelp.
If we share the seeds, we can all grow kelp.
Share the kelp seeds? Gee, boss.
The kelp seeds are for everyone.
Wait. I got an idea. We can share the kelp seeds.
Great idea, boss.
Yes?
Yay!
Let's go tell the Squid Father we're all going to share.
That was way too easy.
aye! Kelp! You found the kelp! A marvelous kelp!
Yay! You found the treasure!
Freddi, you found the treasure!
I saved your treasure, Grandma Gruper. Well, okay, Freddi helped a little, but I figured it out. I was very brave.
Oh, I'm sure you were, Luther. Now, can you both help me plant the seeds?
Yeah! I was very brave, Grandma Gruper. There were these big, mean sharks. There must have been 50 sharks. I was dodging left and right, swimming loop-de-loops.
I'm so proud of you both. Why don't we go inside so you can tell me all about your adventure?
And that's the game. But we're not done yet. We haven't seen everything. There's some places that the bottles can be that we didn't actually get to look at. So let's play with the fish a little bit. And the bubbles, of course. And then we're actually just gonna jump right back in. In fact, let's do it now.
Here we go again.
Now, for all the most of the Humongous Entertainment games, if you press the escape key, you can skip a lot of stuff. In this game, you can't skip movement, but you can skip cutscenes.
We found the purple sea urchin.
Well, most of them anyway. So we're gonna really quickly go through and just see the other bottle locations.
The clue says, go to the old whale bones.
There's one we haven't seen. Alright. There's, I believe, 3 more locations that we need to see for bottles, or 2 that I can think of anyway.
Gabby, Mommy's... Uh-oh, I'm
One of the
stuck.
locations is going to need Herman's glowing shell, which is an item that we got, but we didn't actually use. So, let us grab this shell. Poor Gabby is probably going to stay stuck here,
What a beautiful shell.
unfortunately. We're not going to be doing any of the optional things. We're just going straight to where we need to go.
Could you please?
Let's see here. I'll pick up the board just in case we need to well, we don't need to freak Abby, but I'll pick it up anyway. And I'll get the purple sea urchins in case we end up having to go to the volcano.
We found another purple sea urchin.
Let's see, is the pearl there? Yes, it is.
What a pretty pearl. Let's go.
So it looks like that's going to be the same. If I have to, I'll cut to the locations that we need to go.
Bones are over here.
There's our bottle.
Look, the next bottle. The note says, go to the junkyard.
That's another location we needed.
We found another clue to Grandma Gruper's kelp treasure.
So let's make our way on over to the junkyard. We've seen that already. I kind of suspect that the next bottle is going to be in the King's Castle. But just in case, I'll go get the fishing pole.
Fiddler Crab, what's wrong?
Oh, can't skip this.
I would gladly give you my fishing pole if you could please get me out of this cage.
This key should get you out of the cage, Fiddler Crab.
Thanks for unlocking the cage. Here, you can have my fishing pole.
Let's go find Grandma Gruper's kelp seeds, Luther.
In future games, you can skip everything. So it'll be much easier to just do a real quick second playthrough or third playthrough or whatever we end up needing. Junkyard. We're going to the junkyard. Sorry, Mrs. Halibut, you're gonna have to stay in there. Now, I kind of predict that what's going to happen is we're gonna get the one at the junkyard, it's gonna send us to the canyon, and then probably to King Crab's castle. If that happens, I will cut to when I get the next location that I need to show off. Junkyard is this way, I believe? Yes, here's the junkyard. Little face from Luther.
Look, Freddi, the bottle. Now we're gonna be rich, rich, rich.
Luther, you don't want to wake up the junkyard dogfish.
I forgot to get the bone. So yeah, just because I can't skip the movement, I am going to meet you back here when I have the bone, and then I suspect I'm probably going to meet you at the next bottle location. I'm back, and I have a bone.
Nice doggy. Here's a bone for you. Looks like the coast is clear. Now we can pick up that bottle. The clue says, go to the King's Castle.
Alright,
The kelp
so...
treasure must be really close now, Luther.
So the King's Castle is next, and then you always get the canyon. So I'm going to meet you when I get the next bottle location. I think the last bottle location that we need. I'm going to have to start a new game, so I'll have to finish this one up and then start a new one. So I will see you in a little bit.
The clue says, find the 3 caves and enter the one in the center. Luther, we're getting closer to the...
That's one of the places we need to go.
Not this.
Let us go to those 3 caves. Although, now that I'm looking at it, I didn't actually pick up an item that I need, so I'll meet you there. Alright, here we are at the caves, and I took the liberty of feeding Eddie the eel. So let's go into the middle cave.
I'm scared, Freddi.
I can't see a thing in here. We have something to make it bright.
It's a bit different in here now that we need something.
That's better. There's no reason to be scared now, Luther.
This place isn't so bad with the lights on.
Look, it's the bottle.
Let's get that bottle.
The clue says the treasure is
Well,
hidden
that's not
in
what
the
we need, so
sunken
I'll find
ship.
you at the last location.
Let's go get... It says, to find Grandma Gruper's treasure chest, go near the beach.
And that's the last location we need. So while we're heading over to the beach, I guess I'll talk a little bit about what's coming next, because there is going to be a little bit of a break from Junior Adventures. The next games we have in the series, I believe, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, are going to be the Junior Field Trip series with Buzzy the Knowledge Bug. Again, unless I'm misremembering.
All right, we found a bottle.
Here, I'll finish afterwards.
The note says, go to the junkyard.
Alright.
We found another clue to the kelp treasure, Luther.
We're done with this game. So again, unless I'm misremembering, I believe the next episode is going to be Let's Explore the Farm, and then the episode after that is Let's Explore the Airport, and then we'll get back to our Junior Adventures, I think. So, thank you very much for watching this episode of of It's All the Junior Adventures, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode for something a little different. Bye-bye!